Sam, Michelle Sam, Whip King, Snap, Stan the Side Chain, Quacknut, Ewell Hopkin, Chuck Clemison. Hello, my friends and relatives. My name is Billy Kennedy Jefferson, and my Indian name is Whip King. These are my two little sisters, Danielle Jefferson. Her Indian name is Quacknut, and Catherine Jefferson, and her Indian name is Hopkin. And we come from the Lummi Nation. So, first off, we are going to share a couple songs with you guys. But we wanted to talk about why we're fundraising. We're trying to raise money to make our first CD ever. So this is pretty big for us. We have invited Johnny Guerrero and Kimberly Guerrero, and they're part of the Style Horse Collective. Yeah. And so they've made music for a lot of famous artists, and so we just had our music off last Wednesday, so they're making the music for it. And it's like right now, and it's going to happen next month. So it's going to be happening pretty fast.
The title, as you guys may have seen on the flyers or got invitations for, the title is We. It is mostly for a song that I recently wrote. It's about the environment, it's about the earth and protecting it, and really just balancing out how we are as people and coming together all as one. And it also leads into our other music that's going to be on our album, and it's actually pretty amazing because our whole album is going to be, or have a piece of Native American or our culture inside of it. Each song is part of us and part of our cultures and our reservations, tribes.
So I guess you could say like our genre is like modern Native.
Yeah.
I actually want to, I'm a mom, I'm Lynn. I actually want to introduce myself. My name is Woogie Agichakiabe. I'm from a full-blooded Assiniboine from Montana. So I've been raising my daughters in Lemmy, Washington, their home, where they were born. And what I would like to do is thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the meal, and you'll get to hear the girls a little bit. They are amazing. They just today or yesterday won an environmental show, November 12th, with the No Dapple chairman, which is really amazing. He's from the Standing Rock Nation, and they will be performing for him 2 songs, plus also Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be present. So it's going to be really interesting. I've been working on it for a while, but I wasn't sure if we would get it. So this should get really huge. An Aboriginal environmental show. So it's going to be another huge show that's coming up in October. The last one was in Paris, so this is going to be huge. So the girls are really growing as far as their music, because you'll get to hear it. Right now they're just going to sing it a cappella until we get all of the work done. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and coming to support the girls.
Okay. So the first song we're going to sing to you guys, just to start off, we're just going to sing one, and then we're going to invite the students of the Sailor Sea to talk for a little bit. But we're going to sing Native Soul. So it's one of the second songs that we wrote. So we hope you guys enjoy it. I got my native soul. I got my native soul.
is what defines me, makes me who I am. But others won't let it be a part of them. It protects me and keeps me strong for the fight. It helps me see the wrong from the right. I got my native soul. I got my native soul. This native blood rushing right through my veins reminds me of the culture from where I came. 'Cause I got my soul, my native soul. I don't know where I'm going, but I am not scared. Just knowing that my soul is always prepared for the troubles and the worries that I know are on the way. My soul say a prayer for a brighter day. I got my native soul. I got my native soul. This native blood rushing right through my veins reminds me of the culture from where I came. 'Cause I got my soul, my native soul. For my native rights I will stand tall, and I know I can rise above it all. All the racism and slander that I know I'll face, I won't be afraid to stand up for my race. I got my native soul. I got my native soul. This native blood rushing right through my veins reminds me of the culture from where I came. 'Cause I got my soul, my native soul. 'Cause I got my soul, my native soul.
Also, apologize in advance because half of us are kind of getting over a cold. I'm not sick, but I don't know if anyone knows or anything, but just wanted to let everybody know. Okay, but
We're gonna invite up Mackenzie now. He's part of the group Students of the CFC from Western Washington University, and we're very thankful for him. So here he goes.
Adensines Shaifcha, Nis Austin, Nis Ayupashuelis, Jasasikin Spine. Manuite Squatchy, Item Shaifcha. Manuite Squatchy, Item Shaifcha. My name is Mackenzie. My native name is Austin. I'm from Jamestown Spouting Tribe in Swim. My grandmother is Elaine Grinnell, and I'm descended from Chichmahan, or also known as Chetzamoka. I'm part of Students for Citizenship. We got started kind of as a response to Standing Rock. A few of our members, this group of really radical, awesome women, went to Standing Rock, and on their way back, they didn't want to leave. And we have so many problems here that need to be fixed. And so they decided to make this group, Students for Citizenship, to fix all these problems. And since then, we've started trying to fix every single problem. And maybe stretch ourselves a little too thin, but we're getting a lot done. We got a call from Lynette, and it was right after something. We just got finished with something, like, oh yeah, we can take a breath. And Lynette called us, we need your help. I'm like, all right, we're there. We're freed up now. But these amazing young women, they sang for us at a fundraiser we did for Lido Island, which is up in northern British Columbia, that's fighting a liquefied natural gas port. And for me, I was like questioning what I wanted to do with my life, or like the direction it was going. Or maybe not questioning it. I was nervous of what I was doing, I guess. And I heard their songs and just like solidified, like, all right, it's like, it was like a sign, you know. everyone in the room was crying. I was like, oh my God, this is what I have to do. Yeah, we've accomplished so much in this first year. In the fall, we kind of break it into like 3 quarters, I guess, since we were running a quarter system at Western Washington University. The first quarter, we started working on campaigns with Wild and Nooksack Scenic River, making the Nooksack River wild and scenic so they can't build anything on the upper 100 miles. And so we got a whole bunch of petitions for that, and we're still driving forward with that, but it's kind of taking a little time with the bureaucracy of everything. So we're kind of taking a step back on that, as well as the Freeing the Snake River. We did a fast for that, and about a couple dozen of us or so fasted for 3 days over Thanksgiving to raise awareness, and we went to the some officials.
Army Corps
of Engineers, thank you. And we were waiting out there handing out flyers and everything. We also, so going back to Lulu Island when we first met, we did a fundraiser raising $5,000, and they were destined to support a lot of winter and like a lot of months. There was only one person on the island occupying an entire island, and if that one person wasn't there, it would have been cleared out. The whole island would be leveled, and it's been a sacred meeting place for all the indigenous folk up there since time immemorial. So we raised money for them, and we're setting up a group of students up there throughout summer. So to hopefully aid in it's kind of like the drain of every single day, kicking people off their territory. Oh gosh, and then I feel like we've done so much. This is Dr. Nicole Brown. She's our advisor, and she's like the best person in the world. What else?
well, the Pull Together.
Oh,
Not Pull Together, yeah, Pull Together.
yeah. So we are also working with Raven Trust. It's this respecting Aboriginal values and environmental. Oh gosh. Anyway, they're doing this campaign called Pull Together, and so they're fighting against the Kinder Morgan pipeline, which is going to come out right into our waterways right here. So to get through, there's going to be this massive tanker project that will increase the traffic flow right here 7-fold. That's just the tankers themselves. That's not even supporting supporting boats and things like that. So we were working with them, and we had a concert out of Western Washington University, and we had the Lummi Canoe family come up to Western. It's the first time they've ever been on the university, the first time they were invited up there. So we're trying to bridge the gap between Bellingham's community and Lummi, and seeing how our communities could come together to really affect change. Yeah, and it's going. It's just, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for having us out here. It's been really great. I've been like just meeting more and more people, and people are calling and wanting to help, and I think it's so great that we could have a space where we could share this common goal of fixing everything. No, seriously though.
I like that.
I gave this talk out on Lummi Island a few days ago, and I was just going over everything that's happening just in our area. And I was not even talking about like globally, and it looks so bleak. But at the end, like there's so many people who want to do so much good, and we just need to come together and do something. And that's why I think that these young women can do so much by spreading this word and inspiring so many people. They inspired me, they inspired so many people in Bellingham and up at Western Washington University to continue on the work that we're all want to do. And so I really hope they can inspire you tonight to really make a difference. I'm sure you all are doing your part, but now we need to come together and do a bigger part.
Again, before I start singing a solo for right now, I just want to introduce myself again. I am Catherine Jefferson. I am the youngest of my two sisters that are taking part of the CD making. This next song that I'm going to share with you guys, I wrote recently for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's and Native American Women's Day. It's a very hard but a very important topic and a very important day to a lot of people all over the world, especially with how many missing women in total, not just all indigenous, but not just indigenous. So this day takes place on May 5th, but I wrote this song the way it is because I want Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Day, Awareness Day, to be every single day. So I hope you guys enjoy. emotional song, and I'm really thankful for all of you listening and supporting me while I did that. I want to find my sisters back up here with me, though. I don't know, it's so quiet. Right now, at this moment, I think it would be really nice for us to call up Lisa if she's in the room. Lisa?
Doing dishes.
Mom?
Oh, there she is.
She's always doing so much.
You want to come up here real quick? I have a little surprise for you. For all of your hospitality and letting us stay with you last night. As many of you guys know, Lisa is a very beautiful, very respectful, and a very resilient woman, and we just wanted to thank her. And in Lummi language, we're going to give her many haishkas right now by offering her this blanket as a gift. We are very thankful. She's such a beautiful human being, and you guys probably all know that.
Okay, so we're gonna share another song with you, and it's the one song that we're pretty much known for. It's called "What About Those Promises," and it's about the signing of the 1855 treaty. So.
The mountain still stands and the river still runs. The sun still sets after this all begun. The trees are cut down and traditions hold on. Our nation's fought back, but it was almost gone. And I said, what about those promises? Fills my heart with sadness. I can't do this on my own. We gotta come together and be strong. My elders told me that this is our home, and how could one man sell all this land that we own? Many warriors have died, but still live in our hearts. They took away all our voices and tore families apart. And I said, what about those promises? Fills my heart with sadness. I can't do this on my own. We gotta come together and be strong. When we first signed the treaty, we thought it was right. We had to change all our ways and conform to their lives. We
protected our lands like the waves of the sea. But they tracked us all down and we fell to our knees. And I said, what about those promises? Fills my heart with sadness. I can't do this on my own. We gotta come together and be strong. Through promise, sovereignty, and freedom, you say. Now 500 years you take our children away. Boarding schools, foster homes, adopted away. You led my people astray. And I said, what about those promises? Fills my heart with sadness. I can't do this on my own. We gotta come together and be strong. As I look in the longhouse, I see something bright. All the children are coming into the light.
We want to, even though they were supposed to go at the beginning, we want to invite up Natasha and Glenn over here, please, just to talk about how this was all created, and to thank you guys a lot for all your hard work.
Wow, thanks so much everybody for coming. This is such an amazing event, and I'm so glad you could all be here to support these amazing young women who made the journey to come here tonight. Welcome to the Sandlin Island Grange. This is a very old agricultural organization that we're happy to be a part of, and the best way that you can support the Grange is by joining the Grange and keeping it a vital and relevant part of our wonderful island life. And
I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and also I just wanted to add, the song that the girls just sang is about Sandlin Island, and that's the song that I first heard that piqued my interest. It was actually about 3 years ago, in what is kind of a revitalization and a homecoming. The Sandlin Islands are the center of Coast Salish territorial homelands, and there's been, not everybody's here today that's been involved with this work, but Stephanie Buffum and Friends of the San Juans started working with White Swan Environmental. That's how I met the girls, and We is doing a lot of work with the National Monument and the National Park Service, and we're really lucky that Alexis is our new, sort of new, you've been there for a little while now, but she's our National Park Superintendent, and she has facilitated the continuation of this vision. It's actually starting to accumulate and starting to happen. This is the first event in a speaker series that's designed to build awareness in the island community, build solidarity, and generate a shared understanding of history. I went to high school here and didn't know that this was Coast Salish territory or that there was Native Americans ever living here before me. And I paid a lot of money to learn that at Western Washington University. And I learn a lot from these young women and from the way that they use their voices, and have tried over the years to encourage them to keep using their voice for the purpose of the work. And I'm just really happy to be hosting this here today.
Yeah, I guess I could talk about what Students First AOC, our future plan is. After like our first quarter, we kind of got ahead of ourselves, and then we decided to like take a step back and write our mission statement and our vision. We didn't really, we were kind of aimless for a little bit. We just wanted to do everything, like a little doggy with a bunch of toys. But we organized those toys, so to speak. And moving forward in the future, we have this really good plan. So our Students First AOC cultivating watershed consciousness. The watershed extends from Campbell River in the north all the way down and up into or past Olympia. And this whole bioregion is a state of sea, and all the waterways and everything feed into the state of sea. And so our vision is to protect it, and that's why these women who came back from Standing Rock, that's why they formed this club. And we just got a grant, actually. We got the news a couple weeks ago. And it's to start Students First AOC clubs in every major university and college in the state of the sea. So from all the way, even from Vancouver all the way down to Evergreen State. And so we really got it, and we have to raise more money, but we're on the way. Yeah, and and so yeah, and then this summer we're going up to Lulu Island. We started fundraising in the fall, and now we're heading up there. We've been training ourselves in wilderness first aid and voting because we'll be going around picking off surveyors off the island. And we have all these students that are involved. We want to spread this. I don't know the word. This like I guess energy to like all these different universities, because collectively it's just kind of like we have all these different environmental groups throughout the state of the sea, and if we come together, we could really make a huge difference. We could start working together, or we could at least coordinate so we're not overlapping, doing the same things. And so our vision is to create all these different groups, all these Students First AOC groups in every major university and college. So part of it is to help educate the communities about whose land that they're on and whose land that we're on, and how they could help fight these systemic racism against the native tribes and First Nations. And as a pilot club up at Western Washington University, we've made leaps and bounds and strides in our community, trying to bridge this gap. And it's not just us. We just kind of hopped on the bandwagon in some places, but we want to see that throughout the state of the sea. And so we have this grant to train students from all these universities to go back to the universities and create these clubs to affect change and create a larger organization to pull together. If we need help, we could just send out the call for help, and we'll already have 1,000 people, maybe. So, and we're so excited to see where the Jefferson Sisters are going, and we just got the call at the beginning, and now everything's happening. Oh wow! So exciting. This is the first time I heard Kat's song about missing women, and there's just so many of these horrible things that are happening. I went to this gathering of people up in Vancouver, and we're talking about frontline camps. And so just to name a few, there's Lulu Island in the Scots End, there's the Mattie Lee is where the Site C Dam is. There's so many, and that's just some of them in BC, but they're throughout they're throughout the world, really. Just these folks are trying to come in with big businesses and big industry to rape the land. But also there's so many other front lines. We talked about the front lines in cities and just the displacement of native bodies from their traditional territory to metropolitan areas where they can't practice the way they've lived for an eternity. And with that, there's women going missing every day, and they're not coming back. And women hold and pass down the traditional teachings, and without them, we'll just disappear. So I believe so wholeheartedly in what these young women are doing, bringing attention to all these different areas that need attention. Yeah. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
We are gonna do Q&A now. So any questions that you have for me and the girls and Mackenzie for the students to say let's see, you can ask them right now. Don't worry, we're not done with our song. We have two more that are on our album, but one of them is still a secret. But I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of our song "We" in a bit. But right now it's questions, so ask away.
Any questions about like how you can help us, or what you can do yourself, how you can educate yourself, you need more resources?
Do you guys have like email lists where we can sign up to hear more about what's going on with either of your groups?
Yes, we could set up a paper pass it around. That's happening right now.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Could you explain a little bit more regarding the oil pipeline you mentioned? I forget the name of it.
The Kinder Morgan
Yeah.
Trans Mountain. Yeah. So the Trans Mountain pipeline, there's already one that's existing right now, but they want to put a parallel pipeline next to it, and the combined capacity of them would be 890 barrels per day, 890,000 barrels per day, which is bigger than the Keystone XL. And it's coming from the tar sands up in Alberta, which is the dirtiest source of energy in existence, because it takes so much to extract it and then separate the sediments of the sand and the sludge from the oil, and then they have to pipe it. And so then they have a terminal in Burnaby, and they want to expand that also, and that's just north of Vancouver. And then there's also an offshoot pipeline. It's the Puget Sound pipeline that breaks off right before Vancouver, and it'll come down to Cherry Point and Anacortes. And they want to double the size of that also to
But I want to say
500,000.
something too. Also, with the pipelines, right now, there's a lot of pipelines that are going through Native American lands. My nation in First Nations actually just signed to rebuild the pipelines that have already been running through our territories, which we found out it was under the table deal. But unfortunately, we have 10 wells on the reservation right now that are actually contaminated. So it is doing some drastic damage to our lands. And as far as these lands were given to us through the treaties, we were supposed to be able to maintain and keep those lands, but now they're trying to say we own nothing under the ground. So it's kind of interesting how we're losing those rights too. But I would just want to say that, add that.
Yeah, and so how this is happening is the BC government, they have to go through consultations with the First Nations. And that was like this landmark case that happened, and everyone was really happy that it was happening because now they have to consult with the people they're building the pipeline on, who the land is building the pipeline on. But how they're getting around that is that they'll just go ask the wrong people if they'll give them, like, we'll give you $100,000, can we build this pipeline? They say yes, or maybe it's $1 billion in some cases. But they're not asking the right people, but that's consultation.
Where is the bulk of the oil headed?
It's headed to Burnaby, and
I
but
mean,
then
what's the market?
Asia.
Asia.
Yeah. So most of it's going to Asia. Some's going down to Tacoma to be refined via tankers. And then, but so another problem with this is that it's opening up the oil flow in Alaska to go to Asia also. So we're exporting all of these. It's just creating a larger demand. But we're fighting it. So one of the oh gosh, actually. So there's another problem. The tankers they're increasing traffic by so much, and that's creating so much sound pollution underwater, and it's affecting our southern resident orca whales. Some of them have gone mute, and they just don't communicate anymore. They're going to be hit by these massive tankers, but we're fighting them with the treaties. Hopefully, like. We fought the coal export terminal and we won, or Lummi did. And so we use our treaties to fight this. But right now, what we can do in Washington, well, I guess this isn't Whatcom County, but our county council is having this big flip in county council people. And if we can get the right people into office, we could shut down the expansion of the pipeline, at least in Washington. And then we could, and they're fighting it in Vancouver, and they're getting some ground finally after 5 years of fighting this. The minority government in Vancouver, so the NDP and the Green Party have banded together and have very rigidly opposed the expansion of this pipeline, and they're following the lead of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation, the Coldwater, and Squamish nations. And so they're setting a precedent for governments to follow the lead of the historical, the ancestral lands and their people, which is awesome. And yeah, if there's any questions, I was rambling on for a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Calvin, this isn't exactly a question, but I was hoping that you could talk a little bit about how practicing culture is related to this environmental fight. You were talking about it last night, and a couple of the talks that are coming up in the series are going to be full detail about that. But I really like hearing about it from you, and I wondered if you could share that with us.
Okay. I was trying to get. What we were talking about last night was about this also really amazing woman named Shirley Olson. She is also a big part of our team for our album and just our whole singing career in our lives. So to get onto that subject about keeping our culture alive while also putting it into our music and also supporting the earth and supporting the environment. I gotta think. I'll think. Okay. To me, it's very, very important for our young people and our Native American youth to be built up, not just by our album, but just by, maybe not even by us. It's just important for them to learn that our culture is important, our people are important, especially when it's not a concern necessarily in education or public schools because our history isn't taught that much. But for us to be out here and kind of spreading awareness and sharing our voices, I really hope that it kind of sparks that love for their people as much as we love our people. And for that youth to be growing up in a society where our education isn't taught as much and all these problems are going on, they might be growing up thinking that, oh, if they're not teaching our history in school, maybe our history isn't that important. And that's a hard subject to talk about. I get it, but it's the truth. A lot of Native American people have grown up to be either completely assimilated into this society, and they kind of forget or push away their culture. And really recognizing like what's going on throughout the world and all these very big controversial issues going on with tribal government and federal government throughout Canada and throughout the United States. I don't even know if I wasn't already very involved with my sisters and the people I'm surrounded with conservation work or really studying hard for like the environment and these protests and taking part in these protests, then if I couldn't recognize that, I wonder what these other kids are going through right now when they're on the reservation and they're still growing up in the world. They don't get out and experience as much as we do. It's probably really hard for them to understand like all the struggles that we're fighting for and all these protests that are going on because they can't take part of it. So what we're trying to learn and what we're trying to bring up is all of Native American youth also to come together with us or with themselves and be a part of their tribal lands. And then when Shirley comes part of this, we're going to do this 3-year-long program. Just a quick talk about this. We're going to do a 3-year-long program, and me and the girls are going to take part in that, and we're going to choose Native American youth to come together, and we're going to learn a lot about education. We're going to do a lot of traveling, meeting with other different indigenous people around the world, including people from Maori, Hawaii. We're going to go up to Alaska, Hula, I think is what it's called. And then we're also, I think we're going to travel around Washington. We're going to try to hit up as much, Wistoia. We're going to go down to Wistoia. That's a Chumash village down in California, Malibu. So we're going to do that also, and we're also going to work really hard on grant writing. We're going to learn that. So it's a very great educational experience. We're going to mix traditional medicine with modern medicine. We're also going to do lessons and teachings about boarding school trauma and just historical trauma in general, and epigenetics, which is, I don't know if many of you know that, but it's really like things passed down generations, and the children picking it up as they go down the line. And so, I don't know if that answered your question. Thank you. That's a lot. Yeah? That was my little...
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. You know, all of you here tonight are supporting not just that, but so many things with our music and our album, because we're representing you guys, we're representing our tribe, and we're representing the whole world, so it's exciting.
Yay.
Are there any more questions?
No.
Okay, I'm going solo once more. I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of my new song, our new song, We. But before that, I just wanted to give a shout out to my Lummi reservation and my Lummi people, because I'm wearing a sash and my crown right now, a beaded crown that was gifted to me. I competed against this other beautiful girl for Stomach Princess. The Stomach Water Festival takes place on our tribal land, and it's this sacred strip of land, and it's been going on for centuries, and mostly it honors in particular our veterans and then our people. It's this thing that's been going on for years. It's since 1944 and before that, but they didn't give it the name until 1944. So I just wanted to stand up here and represent my people in front of all you. For 2017 and 2018, I'm going to be going around and traveling with our album and our CD, and I'm going to be representing my people as well. So thank you. Good. And then, so this song, I don't know if I gave a lot of explanation about it. This is actually the last song that we're going to share with you guys. Well, we're going to share one at the end. But this one, this song was written and it was gifted to me one night while I was writing it. It just took me one night. This is a really amazing story, actually. It was really empowering for me because usually my songs take me a while to write because I have to really, I'm an overthinker. So I really have to make my songs very, very like heartfelt and my whole spirit into it. So this one night I was sitting there and my mom, she was pushing me to write songs because I haven't written a song like in 2 years, and I was really struggling because I went through some things and then I kind of put my singing and my songwriting behind me. So she was really pushing me to write my music, and one night she wrote all these quotes from this elder who recently passed away from up in Canada. He was a chief, I believe. I can't remember his name.
He's from the Juices family, a large family in Canada. And he's been instrumental in protecting the culture.
Okay. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. But he was a very strong man, and she wrote all down these quotes. And she went out. And so I snuck in there, and I went and looked at all these notes. And for some reason, I felt the need to really actually try to write this new song, and this is kind of what sparked, we were always planning to make an album, but it really kind of brought it up. It brought our spirits back up again and wanting to be that giant role model for a whole bunch of people and be part of a bigger thing in this world. And so this song, I had kind of a spiritual awakening that came to me, and I wrote it within 2 hours actually, while my mom was gone, and I wrote it. It fits so well together, and I didn't understand it because usually I have to go and change things and kind of annotate, I think that's the word. And so I have to go and question myself, is this the right place it should be in? And it just was perfect. And it was about protecting Earth. It was about everybody, as you can tell by the title, we. It throws in a lot about our ancestors and my people, but it also it's even though I say a lot about Native Americans, it's really about everybody tied, and everyone that comes together on this earth is in a way related because we're all brought down here from the Creator or whatever God you believe. We're all here and we're all one. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the song. It was a gift to me, and I'm gifting it back to you guys. I can hear it, the thunder crashing on the ground. On our land here, our mother, I can hear her crying out. It's a message from our ancestors saying it's our fight now. We are the land, we are protectors of the earth. We have come to stand up for her. Don't underestimate
tribes are here and will stay till our work is done. We can hear it, we've awakened, we've changed and we care. Her voice is inside of us and gasping for air. Native blood is on it, flows through all of us, true protectors for centuries. We are enough. We are her, we are us, we are everyone. We are the land, we are protectors of the earth. We have come to stand up for her. Don't underestimate the power and the love, 'cause all the tribes are here. 'Cause all the tribes are here and will stay till our work is done. Our language is power and our land is life, living together as people unite, destroying each other, justice and right. We all have to come together, I'm begging, because the earth is right. We are the land, we are protectors of the earth. We have come to stand up for her. Don't underestimate the power and the love, 'cause all the tribes are here and will stay till our work is done. 'Cause all the tribes are here and will stay till our work is done. I just got it. Like my mom said earlier, we're singing a cappella. It's like a cappella. I feel like it's very more empowering. It really sends a message when we are singing just a cappella and without music. Although we've had music in the background before, we're totally starting from scratch and building up our music with Style Force Collective this summertime. And that's what you guys are all supporting right now. And so they're going to be making music for us. And of course, it's going to be a lot more empowering with music, but it also, I feel like it comes more from the heart when you really hear the story in our songs by us just doing it without music. So, I just got to think. Hello. Yay. It's coming near the end. So, Mom, do you want to come up here, please?
in closing, we invite our mom up here because she's been such a big part of our lives, obviously, because she's our mother. She really works really hard all the time to really get us to where we are today, and she's really working hard to communicate back and forth with all our fundraising dinners and stuff, and with everybody that's really put in the work, like Glenn, Natasha, Mackenzie, students of State in general, and Shirley and Troy Olson. It's really an amazing work, and it's really amazing to see how hard they work just for us three. We're very thankful and honored to be up here today in front of you guys, because we're really truly blessed to be able to stand in front of crowds all the time, and for us to be able to sing for people.
Okay, so to close, we wanted to share a song with you guys. It's very important to us. I mean, we used to sing it for our grandmother. She passed away about a year ago now. She passed away from cancer, so she was a very traditional woman, and she loved to hear us sing, and we'd sing this song to help her sleep, to help her relax and forget about the pain she was going through for a little bit. So we hope that you feel that when we sing. We hope that you get that same feeling. She was very important to us, just as much as our mom was, and a lot of our grandmas and my mom. So, we're very thankful for both of them, because without them, I'm pretty sure the majority of our songs wouldn't even be written, because my mom had to take our phones away from us just for us to get most of these songs done. But I mean, just as much as we are traditional, we are very modern as well. So that's why our genre fits perfectly.
They inspire us, our parents, our mother, and our grandparents.
Yeah, we have a lot of strong women in our lives, so that's where we inherit that from. It's where we get most of our visions from and our inspirations from, because they were very resilient and they fought for Native American women's rights. So we hope you enjoy the song. It's a Lakota lullaby. It's perfect because it's kind of like saying goodbye, like good night, kind of. So we hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh, yeah, Shante, Washe, Oshila. Oh,
too is that was a Lakota song. We are also Lakota, Assiniboine, so very close relatives to the Lakota and the Dakota. So we are from Carrick Kettle First Nations in Canada as well as Lummi. So we are Assiniboine and Gold Sailors. But I just thought that it would be good to share that just in case many of you are wondering. I know it's a little bit different language than Lummi, so. Haishka though, and thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you guys. The support is awesome. I mean, this is pretty big for us. So, very excited to see where we go from here. All of it, I kind of feel like it's happening so fast. So.
And all the support that we got from you guys tonight is really going to build us up for the future. So we're very, very thankful for all of you.
Yeah, because we do very good, and I feel like we kind of do better in front of a big crowd, but it's hard to do in front of, face-to-face, more personal, so it's good practice for us. So we appreciate all of you for being here and taking the time out of your lives to come here and be a part of this. So, Haishka, to you. Thank you.
You guys gonna come back and do a show when you have a CD?
Yes. Yes. We will probably continue doing things like this. So, yeah, for sure.
No, we're definitely not going to stray from what we normally do. If our people need us back at the reservation, then we're going to be there. And if anybody else needs us, that has been our backbone pretty much for our music career. We'll be there.
We're not really worried about being famous, like super famous,
Yeah.
like Beyonce or something, but more like Indian country, and so that's where our soul and our heart is with our people. So we'll be very close to home always.
Yeah.
Come back.
This is your name too.
Yes.
Say thank you again so much, everybody, for coming here, and especially Thunderbirds Raised Her. Thank you so much for coming, and their wonderful mother, Lynn, making the journey. And just want to point out at the back table, there is a donation receptacle for anybody wanting to donate to this incredible cause. And I also want to say that I added a mailing list back there. If people would, yes, and Lynn wants everybody who's here to write their name on the mailing list so that we have your email and your name, and we can get a hold of you and say thank you and invite you to future events. And I also wanted to just remind you that this is the first in a series of events that are going to be happening at the Grange that will be connecting Indigenous cultural revitalization with environmental protection in our bioregion in the Salish Sea. So thank you again, and thank you so much to John for recording the audio, and Malcolm for doing incredible sound, and to David for professionally videographying. So thank you so much, and have a great evening.